Yeah, that's where you go fishing. Well, hello everybody and welcome back. This is Dave with Nomadic e-biking adventures. And it is part 3 of e-biking on the Withlacoochee. And it's 83 degrees and it's light rain. And against my better judgment, I'm gonna see if we can go on this. I'm gonna turn my phone off. And we're gonna head down to the beginning of this trail. Got some light rain, but it looks like there might be a little spot of clearing, or at least no rain coming up. This section should be about 20 miles round trip, I believe. 10 miles down there and 10 miles back. Part 2, we just finished up coming back from Inverness Trailhead. So let's go down this way and see what we're up against. Light rain right now. The only reason I'm going to try to do this now, I was originally going to plan this trip tomorrow, but they're talking 110% chance of rain with about 2 to 5 inches of rain, which will basically wash this out. But I want to see if I can get this trip, the entire Withlacoochee State Trail, all ridden on. We just finished up 30 miles back and forth from the Lake Townsen Trailhead. You see in the puddle there, we got just a light rain, and I really need to watch my braking. The only relief we're getting is this canopy of trees that are overhead. It kind of cuts out a lot of the rainfall, but then you come into this opening here where you pick it back up again. But we're wet already, so it is what it is. The only thing is I'll have to stop every once in a while, give you guys a community courtesy wipe on the helmet cam. The rear view camera should be fine because we're not getting direct rainfall on that. Yeah, so my my phone charging port is not allowing me to charge through that because of all the moisture. So I'm down to 40%, so I'm just going to keep that off. I mean, we can't get lost on this trail. And I'll just have to look on the pavement here. They've got mile markers stamped on the pavement, and it should be about 10. Let's see if we can find the next one here. Yeah, so I'm thinking tomorrow's going to be a complete washout. So that's why I want to kind of get this ride in today. And if it gets too bad, an owl. If it gets too bad, I can always camp out at a shelter. This little drizzle isn't that bad. I mean, it's a nuisance, but it's better than a downpour. So all in all, it looks like we'll be pretty close to 50 miles with the entire trip today. Like I say, we're gonna see if we can cut it up in sections. So I stopped, well, we went to stop back at the car. We switched out the 14 amp hour, which we ran dry at 27. Switched that out, put that in the trunk, and picked up the, let me see, I got the 17 in the bike right now. So we'll be switching out our battery one more time, all being well, about 13 miles. Man, look at my hands are all wrinkled. Waterlogged. As you saw on the phone there, the weather app said that it's going to be raining for the next hour. Well, everything is moving to the north and we're heading south, so I'm hoping that that hour turns into a half hour by the time we travel down there. And by the time we turn back, we'll be traveling with the dry wedge going back to the north. All being well. Shelter. One thing you gotta watch out, I mentioned it earlier in the previous videos, but all these branches are getting a little bit heavy with all the water on them, and they kind of droop down, and if you aren't watching, you may whack yourself in the head with a branch that's full of water. It's leaning over the trail. Like that one. Just hitting 2 hours on the seat. 32.6 miles. We left this parking lot for part 3 at 30 miles. Is somebody else out here? No, it's a cone with a flag on it. There's a couple cones. surprised I haven't seen any snakes out on the road. They usually want to get out of the water in the grass. Oh, you know what? I didn't grab my other batteries. Damn it. Well, I'm gonna shut you guys down for a little bit. Nice little shelter, a porta potty. Good neighbor trail. Looks like they've recently paved this. That's the 10-mile marker. 10 miles to get back to the trailhead. It's at 45. Trying to stay up on the dry pavement. Alright, this rain is still giving me problems, so we're gonna go in the shelter here for a little bit and see what it does. Let's see what trailhead this is. Be right back.
Want to travel the country without paying for hotels or rent? House sitting lets you stay in beautiful homes for free while caring for pets. I'm currently staying in a beachside house north of Jacksonville, Florida for free, and I'll show you exactly how to get started. My free house sitting starter guide walks you through setting up your profile, landing your first house sit, and unlocking a life of travel on a budget. Link is in the description or scan the QR code now. Grab your free copy now and start house sitting today.
All right, well, it stopped raining a little bit, and we're going to give it a shot. This is actually the parking lot that I was going to be taking off from tomorrow. And I don't know what this one is called. I lost my battery. I forgot to pick up my extra batteries. Dumb me. Let's see what this Ridge Manor. All right. Another guy was resting up in that shelter. So the rain's supposed to let up a little bit. I'm hoping we're going to run into this, but this looks like a really nice bridge going over. I'm not sure what highway this one is. I'll put it in the comments here. Look at that tree fell down. There's a nice bridge here. So I've got about another 4 or 5 miles to get to the end of this one. Dismount before crossing bridge if you're on a horse. Alright, we're gonna conserve our battery, so I'm gonna turn you guys off here a little bit. Pick you up at the end of the trail, or the beginning of the trail. All right, 2 hours and 30 minutes on the seat, 41 miles so far. I think we've got a few more miles to get to the end of the trailhead. Rain has stopped for now. What it kind of looked like on radar. Gonna be a little bit of a lull, and then it's going to pick up again, and it's just going to get worse and worse. So it is what it is. We just passed the Walmart distribution center, huge facility. They've repaved this whole trail going back. I imagine it's going back all the way to the mile marker 0. This is all brand new. Still looking for mile markers here somewhere. Maybe they never got around to it. In the beginning they had mile markers, they had stripes going across the whole trail with the number, but I haven't seen any of that lately, so maybe they just haven't gotten around to painting the mile markers on here yet. Alright, we'll let you know when we get a little closer. Alright, we just replaced our other battery at 43.2 miles, and I believe we're about a couple miles away from the end of the trailhead. I think I see it on there. I did see a marking on the road at the 3 mile mark. I'm down to my last GoPro 12. So you're just going to get a helmet shot from now on. Rain has stopped for now. Skies are a little bit lighter out, which is probably good. So that'll work out great. And we'll be heading back in the other direction with this dry wedge. Like I said before, I think this new asphalt kind of retains puddling of the water. So a lot of puddling still sitting on the trail. Seen anybody on the trail other than when we first hit the Good Neighbor Trail. There were a couple people, but they went in the other direction. Alright, I think this might be the end. Nobody's in the parking lot here. We'll drive up to the sign. Alright, this is the end of the trail. The Withlacoochee State Trail, Owensboro Junction Trailhead. Owensboro Junction Trailhead. And welcome back. This is part 4. We're on the Withlacoochee State Trail. This is the beginning of it, Owensboro Junction Trailhead in Dade City. And we're going to take this back to the Lake Townsen Trailhead, which is about 14-15 miles. So let's get going. Part 4. Got one battery left on my GoPro, so if it happens to run out, so be it. They just got done paving this trail. The Withlacoochee State Trail. And it is currently 10 minutes to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We've been dodging the rain all day. We're currently in a little dry groove. First time I've seen deer on here. That's cool. All right, 56.2 miles, 3 hours 25 minutes, and I think we've got a few more miles to go. I was able to go through my batteries and I found a GoPro with 38%, so I got that one in my rear view camera. So let's see if we hit 60 miles. This would be a good test for my next long distance ride coming up Tuesday. Nice out. No more rain. Well, that's good. We saw a couple deer out here. There's probably more in the forest, but those other two were hanging around the trail. Well, my hands are all shriveled up. Oh, look at that. That's the sun. That'll warm things up a little bit and dry things out. Look at that. That's the sun. That'll probably get those storms really brewing now. Boy, you can just feel the warmth when that sun comes out. So all four of my batteries have a mile. I can get 77 miles out of it, out of the four batteries. The three batteries I can get 67. But you always want to have spare batteries, just in case. still getting a alert on my phone that the charging port needs to dry off before I can charge it. Now I could probably charge it with my charger that I got in the car. That kind of is like a cordless charger. Oh, there's a deer up there, just crossing the road. See it? I'll have to blow it up so you can see. That's 3 deer. He's just standing there. I was wondering what the heck is flashing. It's like a deer in the headlights. There he goes. Get out of here, it's an e-bike. That's weird. Alright. This is where we saw the deer. Probably standing there looking at us. Alright, let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why that GoPro went off with 65% left. Alright, let's try it in that one. I switched batteries. I switched them from the head to the rear view. I don't know what's going on there, but oh well. Yeah, sun is out. It's a nice way to end the There's a boat ramp down this way. We're back at the trailhead. I just want to go to the right here and see it goes on to the Withlacoochee River. I've seen a couple people driving down this way. Oh, there's people down there. Park is monitored. How you doing?
How's it going? Howdy, bud.
Hi, how you doing? Yeah, that's where you go fishing. Pretty cool. Pretty big river, huh? The Withlacoochee River. This guy's backing down to get his boat. We'll wait for him to go by. Cool. Alright, we made it back to the lake. We get run over by this car. Lake Townsen Trailhead. We're still the only one left in the parking lot. Just want to ride down this way, see what's